Oh yeah, just a slight difference there.
Oh, and away we go.
Fuzzy's having for the little pedestal seat over here.
So Uncle doesn't have sword, but can still have one of 6 different things. What do you think it is?
I really hope the bow, but let's just say fire red. I mean, my guess is gonna be fire red.
I'm kind of hoping for hammer this time, just for the funsies. And we got 3 crystals here in the light world, with Tower of Hera being one of the red crystals this time around.
Yeah, that's a really good place for a 5-6 to be too. Like it's really easy, like to clear. It's really pretty fast, and it usually can access it pretty early. You just need a couple of items to get up there and to clear it.
Hey, you called it. There's the Bofora runners.
Oh, that I love seeing that. Just seeing the early plays into Eastern, and with it being a crystal, you are definitely going to see them go there early.
Crystal is the best progression of all. And little health is nice in the beginning times, too. I mean, you can't... I mean, enemies love to hug you, so...
Like the enemies, accidentally electrocute yourself on a couple, whatever. Fall in a pit.
Yeah, sometimes it's a shocking experience. Fuzzy Games getting an 8 bomb drop early. Nice.
Ooh, advantage fuzzy games.
That's a big one. Maria's still going to search for hers, but there's still plenty of chances to find a bomb drop here in the early going, so it's not out of the running yet.
Yeah, with the bow, you have a lot of shots to do. And in the sewer, there's a lot of enemies that just line up for you, like the ropes of the rats.
Oh yeah, that works out fantastic. If you are lucky enough to have the fire rod too, you can just shoot a shot of that right in the middle in the small hallway with the ropes and just let them run into the fire themselves.
Just a little rope fire. Just, smelling burning snakes. Just don't want to experience that ever again.
I love the smell of napalm in the morning.
But what's that a reference to? I have no idea.
I totally forgot.
Yeah,
And Hero poke and a key. So we just have a map and a whole bunch of other items coming into play.
well, Miria hopes that the map isn't like is in the back of the escape there because she doesn't have a bomb yet, so it would only be 2 items back there.
That's true. Still early though, so I'm kind of curious to see what's going to happen here.
Ooh, using the pot strat, so only need to use 2 arrows here.
And Ball and Shangar getting the point as they pick up the map, and Zelda saving Zelda?
Maybe they're twin sisters.
A link to the... this definitely is an Ocarina of Time.
Zelda to the past.
Back to the Future with Zelda.
You know, that totally makes sense for Fuzzy Game. Different Zelda sprite after all.
Are we trying to alter history here, runners? Come on, that's not in the rules.
Or alter the future.
They have the power to alter the future here, in a way anyway. But I go on silly digression.
Come on, let's see a bomb drop over here. Maybe you'll get your wish and see the Back Escape be super loaded.
Yeah, it hasn't really been really all that loaded in this latest version that we've had here, at least from what I've seen. But it's always fantastic to find a good progression item right in the back of Escape. It's a load off your mind.
Like, what I like about seeing early progression is just that it kind of leads you as to what to do next. Like, with the bow, obviously, the progression is obviously, like, go to Eastern, and they will have no problem doing the dark rooms there without the lamp or the fire rod.
And Miria-chan gets her bombs. Awesome, so we'll be getting to see what's in the back of Escape for both of them.
And it's an 8-bomb drop too, so Kakariko Village is going to be super clean. Don't have to go buy bombs, don't have to do anything extra. Straight on through it.
8 is great, and they can relate. And the rat playing a little not nice, but for Miri-chan, but finally able to get it. And Fuzzy gonna be the first to see what's in the back of Escape here.
Yeah, the other rat was saying, "Get down, Mr. President," and jump in the way of the arrow. Fire Rod and Bombos.
The back is on fire.
But we don't need no water.
Boy, let me tell you, those are some nice finds. I mean, if that's the biggest blatant point toward Ice Palace, I don't know what is.
I was just about to say that. 2 things that you can use to get through ice, and it gives them to you both.
I think it's actually relatively cool because now they can full clear Eastern. They can also full clear Skull Woods if they want or need to, and they're just 1 item away, I believe, from being able to clear Pod.
I really might not say they can clear Skull just yet, but that's just because they need a sword to cut the vines in the back. Other than that, yeah, the Fire Rod is the big one for that.
That's an easy one to forget. Thank you. I always do that.
Yeah, the Fire Rod is super. Wow! All of the bombs this seed.
If it comes from a tree, we really can call it blueberries, even though they come from bushes. Don't judge me.
What is hidden back here? Oh, just a full heart container.
Totally not worth going to Aga for, so Aga's not dead, but it's looking more and more unlikely at the moment.
Yeah, unfortunately, that means we probably won't see the 20 heart dream.
Though it is still possible to see the Yank the Chain dream that it can be just as mean as, oh, what's this?
Little bit of gloves over here.
Yeah, so we really are looking away from Aga now. That's just another item or 2, and we can jump right into the Dark World.
Yeah, that's a pretty key item too. Like, it could be the first part of just going to Death Mountain as well. Just need the lamp, and otherwise, without the lamp, they can just sequence break up there. Well, they can't get too far without a lamp or a hookshot. Not lamp, the mirror or the hookshot.
Yeah, or heck, if they have the flute, that'll make that even easier if they feel comfortable in the dark areas, because it's always a lot quicker to be able to approach the old man from behind and then bring him out and get what his item is.
Yeah, Old Man, it's like one of those really weird ones where he could have something really good, and if he sequence break it early, he can just possibly win a game off of it. Otherwise, there's times where he's just like, alright, here's 20 bucks, thank you for getting me out of that cave.
Oh, silver! My God, silver arrows! We are being spoiled. These runners are being spoiled, spoiled rotten.
Yeah, that firepower, and 600 rupees as well. Like, they don't have to worry about, like, money for Zora, they don't have to worry about money for the bottle vendor, they don't have to worry about money for Pod, most likely.
Oh my goodness, yes. I mean, you're getting almost like Fuzzy Games has already like over 700 rupees to go. My gosh.
Otherwise, that could be extra bottle money.
And your first shield there.
Yep, just carrying around a dinner plate.
Great for if you get hungry.
I think they're hungry for crystals.
I know chat's hungry for blood because I'm betting this the moment I say ped seed, we're going to be chomping at the bit. And picking 10 arrows out of the pocket of the bottle vendor. Let's see what's in Crazy Chicken Lady's hut.
Well, they'll be needing those arrows, so might as well buy them early, right?
buy something, will ya? Yeah, she's definitely crazy chicken lady, alright. She only got a green rupee in the chest there.
Well, she spent the rest of her money buying feed for those chickens.
That's precisely what I was thinking. No bottle yet, unfortunately, though, so can't check Sick Kid.
And another medallion with the ether.
Yeah, so we may not have to worry about medallions in all this run. What is this scene? I love it.
Yeah, super loaded, but not much to actually do with it yet.
Yeah, I know they totally wanted, like, a crazy, like, jank seed. I don't know if Rando's gonna give it to him. You know how Rando likes to troll. I think it's gonna troll by being nice.
Oh, there's blue mail if they want to go get it. And looks like Miri's gonna go grab it.
Yeah, at this early stage, that's basically like doubling your health right there. That is something you really do want to have in the Dark World, so I don't blame Miria for that one.
Yeah, 7 hearts and blue mail. Most runners will feel very comfortable surviving the rest of the seed without much problem. Just knowing that you can also get way more hearts after this still. And Fuzzy Game's also gonna go grab that blue mail.
You've got mail. It's not spam.
Spam. Fried ham.
And now we going to have Miria go take care of Easter now. Not even bothering with the mini Moldorm cave quite yet, but hey, if you can complete Eastern already, why not?
Yeah, it's like 6 items versus 8 items. You gotta do this anyway. Might as well get out of the way right away.
Yeah, I mean, when you're like that equipped, it's like having a rocket launcher at the beginning of the game. It's fantastic.
Yeah, one-shots pretty much everything that can be damaged by it outside of Vitreous.
If they have to do Meyer, I can't wait to call Clear Eyes again.
Oh, Ben Stein.
Hey, that fight goes so fast, you can't help but say, wow. And
I'm actually...
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I'm actually kind of surprised Miria didn't even go for the Sahasrahla's hut before coming into here.
I think Mirror is like, Crystal, gimme, 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 gimme. My guess, though, is that she's going to go check out Sahasrahla on the way back, and then kind of do all the other checks. And there is Mr. Titan's Mint. Fuzzy gets their mitts on the mints.
So, hello Dark World soon. Where is that Moon Pearl? Where is it hiding?
Maybe that'll be their troll item.
You know, I wouldn't be surprised if that's the case. With all the stuff they have, they can do a lot in the light world yet.
Oh, and there is Miria Chan's first sword. Nicely found.
And right before the Dark Rooms as well, you can use that as little, you know, light to guide your way. Fuzzy Games trying to feed the animals in the pen.
Useful blueberries from trees. I like it. And the Cane of Berna, and not bothering to go for the Ice Rod Cave. I know some people don't bother until they get the flute or something, so we'll have to see if that comes back to bite somebody.
Yeah, I've seen really like big items there, like the Hookshot. So
I've seen the Fire Rod there once. It was confused.
someone left their heating unit inside there.
Yeah, probably. I guess I didn't want to start a flame war.
Alright, now we get to see what's in Sasa's hut. Well, this is like usually what you need right here. Like for some reason, I feel like progression is either here, otherwise it's just like 2/4 of a heart and 20 rupees.
Bombs, rupees, and rupees. The old man's holding out on us.
All right, just a bunch of money.
And I haven't been kind of Miri chance. I know I got one. Has she gotten another yet?
I think she just pulled something.
3 items to be found in Eastern, and I think we have been looking at 2 of them because the last one's going to be on Armos Nights. And a good call using the Fire Rod as a light source there. That is a difficult room if you're not prepared for it.
Yeah, like lamp, fire rod, or I never really thought of trying ether in there. I know ether lights up some rooms. Just, you know, a quick flash of light there. Otherwise, I'll go on.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, otherwise, with a Cane of Burna, if you have full magic, you can actually just use the Cane of Burna and walk into that statue and kill it eventually. Like, it takes a long time, like, basically all the magic, but you can do it with the Cane of Burna.
And Armos Knights are going to go down just as fast as they're getting up.
6 clean shots and 1 crystal rewarded.
And we get our first crystal about 16.5 minutes in. Pretty nicely done there.
And the grand prize was more bombs. Well, bomb upgrade capacity.
Nah, nothing wrong with that. I mean, you're not going to go actively out of your way to get it, but it's just kind of nice if a game forces it on you. I think arrow upgrades are going to be a little more valuable this time just because of having early silver arrows like that.
Yeah, and arrows are so useful in, like, Palace of Darkness, and obviously they're good for killing Landmolas, good for, if you're a nice crack shot, you can go hit Argus with it too. There's just so many good places for silver arrows.
One shot, one kill on Helmasaur after you knock the mask off, too.
Alright, so yep, check Sasa after, and it's going down. Let's see and hope she hits that Ice Rod cave up.
It could make a difference. It could be worth squad, but we're gonna find out pretty quick here. Hopefully, anyway.
So knowing what we know, we're actually getting kind of low on places to check. Like, we still have Agina's cave, we can go up and do Zora. Otherwise, like I said, we can sequence break up Death Mountain a little bit. Alright, Fuzzy Games making his way through the Dark Room himself. Once again, using the little sword as his light. I'm gonna guess Miria is gonna switch to the Fire Rod to take out all these little mini Moldorms here. Faster shot. Oh, never mind. Using the sword. Conserving resources. It is kind of like a survival game. Don't want to expend all of your resources.
And Miria-chan about to grab the mini Moldorm stuff. Love, money, and a total Kano move from behind there for a piece of heart.
Ooh, Fuzzy is gonna go and refill his hearts in the fairy drop.
That's a good call right there, especially early on when you don't have as many hearts. Know your dungeons. That is a very, very good expert move right there.
Ooh, he's not letting up the room with the fire rod. That's kind of interesting.
It's one of those things, if you can get a good pattern down and going, that works out great. If not, it's really hard to flounder about that room, which those Igors will sneak right up on you and eat your health.
Yeah, if you notice, he like killed little tentacly guys and then shot an arrow into the Igor while it's still in stone form. Like nailed it immediately, first hit, and just couldn't activate it to finish it off.
It's one of those things where when I've done that room in the dark in the past, I will hit it with an arrow if I have it, just to kind of make sure it's there, and then kind of get close and spam it a little bit. That's how I tend to do that one, personally.
Alright, so Miria found just a 10 arrow upgrade in the Ice Rod Cave. And it looks like Fuzzy Games is gonna make his way over there. And probably do the exact same thing, fake flipper, spend that money they got.
Gotta be careful when you fake flipper, though, because if you get an arrow in the face by that soldier before you go under the bridge, like I've had numerous times, you get hit, that is an insta game over to prevent you from soft locking.
Well, they got a little face protector in that little Fisher Price shield there. They should be fine and not get nailed. Well, that's medallion number 3 as well, coming from the hobo. I guess we don't have to worry what the medallions are to open the dungeons there.
Absolutely not. Swiss Army knife of medallions there, and oh ho ho, you know what that means. You see what was on that island ledge there?
Flippers, mirror required, so that means Swamp is going to be a pendant, right?
It could very well be, but Kane of Samaria, folks. The Phantom Ryu would be as excited as I am, if not more so.
Think about it, actually it might not even be required if Mizir, Maya, and Turtle Rock aren't crystals there.
That's true, but let me tell you, that's going to make the 5th floor of Ganon's tower a whole lot easier.
Or it might be required even so with if the key's on the right side.
That too is a good point. More trash from Zora. What did you expect from the Fishman?
I think Mario should go to Gina's cave right now. The item has to be there. Like logically, the item you're looking for has to be there.
Exactly, because going to Zora's at this point is more of a sequence break than not. I mean, you can get to Zora, but you kind of want to wait until you get the flipper so that the other places like the Waterfall Fairy and that Legends in Logic, which we know is only 20 rupees, but if it was something else in theory, there you go.
Otherwise, if you don't have the flippers, the Moon Pearl works in its place. At least for the 2 items in the waterfall. Get that water walking action going.
I wish I could do that, but every time I do, I just fall in.
Just a little splish splash.
Taking a bath. And let's see what the fish dinner liking man has in his little room. There it is. Hello, Moon Pearl. How you doing today?
Hello, Mr. Earl. Alright, well that opens up Dark World over there, but they only have the one entrance to go through.
One entrance is better than none, and as far as I'm aware, they do need to find Hammer to get to a lot of spots. I believe Pod is locked a little bit if we can't get into it, if we don't have flippers or Hammer.
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay, good. My memory is serving me right.
Yeah, like, I know if you come from the other way, like, let's say you had to do Agahnim, to get to the left side, you'd either need, like, Hammer or like a gloves and the hookshot. Thieves Town being green pendant. That's all
And
I really
Pod
see.
being the other red crystal too.
Ooh, does that mean they're gonna find the lamp fairly soon, or is the lamp gonna be slightly in an off location? Well, I guess like you said, they also need Hammer to get there.
Yeah, there's a lot of places that lamp could be, but Logic is definitely going to have that in place somewhere here soon. And Miria checking out the first 4 chests of Thieves Town, not a bad idea. Four potential items. We're only going to see 2 of them right now at most because of that key, but there's a possibility of finding 3 items right in those 4 chests, so who knows?
If one thing you don't ever want to see is the small key in this dungeon, especially when you don't have the hammer yet.
If you don't have the hammer, you can't full clear Thieves Town, and that's kind of a bummer if some item is left there, because I've seen a couple of races already where Thieves Town big chest, that was the key to it all.
Fuzzy with the diversions going straight into Skull Woods. And it is full clearable.
There's our lamp.
And a big 20 in Thieves Town. And some bombs. So I'm really superstitious. If I see just junk in the first few chests of a dungeon, I expect the whole dungeon to be junk.
It's a fair bit of assessment, though. If you're looking for items, you can't really leave any stone unturned in this kind of a mode here. Miria Chan, it looks like taking the Death Warp, though.
Yep, with the blue mail taking some extra time to do so.
At least I don't have Fairy in a bottle.
Ooh, yeah, you don't want that hard refill, all that extra time in the cutscene. Oh my.
And a piece of heart leading to 8 hearts now. So fantastic. Makes me wonder if Miria's going to take a quick play into Skullwoods to get that lamp as well.
Yeah, she's making her way up there.
Skullwoods having 2 items, but one of them's already required, one of those logic required ones, so that's nice to have.
Yeah, and Fuzzy might be thinking too, it's like, oh no, we found the lamp so early that like dipping out of Eastern might have actually yielded something good.
But finding the mirror there has got to make Fuzzy feel all fuzzy inside.
I was thinking the same thing. Allows for really quick frog return.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of things they can do quickly right now. Hammer Peg's not being one of them yet, but still pretty cool nonetheless.
Yeah, and like, oh, like finding the mirror so early into this too. Like, it just feels good because then your routing is just instantly better. Can check both light world, dark world side of everything.
And the funny thing is too, it's such a useful item that if you don't end up getting it until like late, then it really feels like something, you take it for granted and then you get to do all this crazy stuff without it. So it's really nice to have for just regular routing purposes.
Yeah, like getting it late, like you've probably already checked most of the things already, and now you have to go to the other mirror locations if there's anything behind there. Like Kakariko, do you go north to the graveyard, or do you go south to the cave south of Grove?
And it looks like Mary is checking the back of Skullwoods and red pendant and ice. So Flipper's may not even be found at all.
Yeah, and swamping the other one as well, the other pendant. So Flipper's required for Samaria. Nailed it.
Ah, yeah, so it's kind of a sneaky backtrack around. Oh, that's a dirty move from the seed there.
Yeah, so if they get that early too, you've really got to be thinking what it wants you to do. Because with those flippers, it would open up both swamp and ice, at least partially.
Yeah, so, oh goodness. Do we smell a dip into a pendant dungeon?
Well, you've done it once already. Or
Let
twice
me
already, become one for both runners.
let me add this phrase to it. A pendant dungeon that racers don't usually want to dip in.
That's true. Like, most of the meat in those dungeons are in the back, so it takes a bit to get to. And we see a fighter's sword Mothula over on Myria-chan's side.
Doing great so far, dodging those shots. Nice and clean, especially with all that stuff going on in Mothula's chamber. Well done so far.
Yeah, spikes flying by, you have the floor moving, you have moth flying around.
Oh, getting a little dicey. Yeah, the longer you stay in here with all the spike traps flying around, the worse it gets. So you want to finish off Mothula extremely quickly.
Yeah, not having any bottles for safety.
Oh, this is...
The shovel for the shovel!
Dig for the shovel, but... Oh, so close! Oh my goodness, Myria-chan. I feel for you right there. That is tough.
That was a brave move to make. And she's going back into it.
I don't blame her. Most of the health is refilled, and if you take the long way around this particular room here, you can get some hearts back.
Yeah, some hearts, but like her magic's really low. Kind of afraid if she will be able to light all the lamps. And then after that, she won't have full magic to, Oh, no, she's probably just resetting to get more magic.
Very likely, yeah. Bit of a time thing, but back of Skullwoods can be rough. I myself have had a very unlucky time where it took me 6 times to get through it to get the mirror, and then my power went out and I had to do it a 7th time.
Ooh, that's rough. Fuzzy escorting the lunchbox back to its rightful owner. Making a few pit stops along the way.
Speaking of pit stops, Myria-chan again, folks.
Ooh, and the grab. I think
like,
that resets the pots too.
Yeah, it's like, no, don't fall into that pit. You're coming with me.
Oh, Fuzzy! He dropped the box.
Oops, that's tough.
Like, it's like the halfway point too between the two. Do you go back and grab it, or you just leave it and continue on to like Hype Cave by itself?
Unfortunately, it was all for naught. Only the big 20 there. That's a rough thing to see when you're looking for stuff.
25 digs for a fetch quest for 20 rubies.
That's like less than 1 rupee per dig. That was like so not worth it. In every single way, sadly. Good use of... Sorry, go ahead.
I was just a huge time commitment too for it.
We have the huge time commitment right now for Skull Woods, but Myria-chan back and making the most of it. And picking the Thief's Pocket for 50 rupees to start. And one more Gripe Cave in the book, folks.
95 rupees in the bad boomerang.
There we go, Myria-chan waiting out the Wall Master. As we saw there, there is a glitch in this version that allows enemies and things to still hit you even after you've fallen into a pit, which is precisely why the Wall Master was able to grab Myria-chan when it did.
Yeah, I think that's just in the Japanese version. I'm not entirely sure.
I'm sure you're correct, but where this version uses Japanese 1.0 as its basis to allow for some glitches that aren't in any other version, to be expected.
Alright, Fuzzy taking his lamp and his mirror and going into Tower of Hera.
Careful, Myria. I admire the guts here. This is not the most optimal way.
Yeah, and like the other bad thing about Moth is that just not taking damage from the spikes.
Oh my goodness, death number 2. Oh my gosh, jeez. Is Myria-chan gonna peace out here, or is she gonna keep going? She's had enough.
Yeah, she committed enough time. Probably feels really behind now after taking those 2 deaths and way more deaths just trying to refill the magic to even get that fight again.
Yeah, without having the mirror in hand, it's gonna be a bit of a rough backtrack right now. So I can only imagine she's gonna go check the rest of Thieves Town and do some of the other checks there. But we'll see.
I'm just trying to find the second item here. I was kind of hoping it was going to be in Moth and claim her second crystal as well.
Yeah, there are some pretty likely chances that the item back of escape, but it's not. It's half magic. That's gonna help out for future battles now.
Yeah, with this newfound power, does she go back? Yeah, she's doing it.
I think with that, yeah, I don't blame her one bit. I mean, it was just very luck of the draw. So the seed was like, have another chance, and I think Miri's like, okay. Meanwhile, Fuzzy goes to Tower of Hera.
Yeah, it is the 5/6 crystal, cool items. What you're really hoping to find here would be the hammer, especially the hammer.
2 items in Hera too, but you gotta admit, Skullwoods this time around has had some really key items.
Like 1 luxury item and the half magic, and the lamp being the key item. Yeah, outside of
go ahead.
like melee damage, they have a lot of firepower.
Oh my, yes indeed. And nice call from Myria saving that little magic drop for after using the fire rod. Very clever, yet very tiny, subtle maneuver. I like it.
That is 2 extra shots with the fire rod with the half magic now. Alright, Fuzzy making his way around. They open the big chest.
Myria at full health, and now with half magic to help out things, you gotta imagine this is gonna work a little bit more in Myria's favor here.
Yeah, when you turn into a Pfizer wizard with that half magic, you just kind of use that to your advantage.
And that spike trap was trying to go for a come from behind victory. Myria's gotta watch out though, taking too many hits here. And ladies and gentlemen, folks, almost 39 minutes. Not only does Myria-chan get her second crystal now, but we have the first appearance of Trolldorm.
Yep, with a fighter sword as well, so that means you gotta hit it 6 times. Spin slash or not.
And the thing with Trolldorm is, even upon death, it may still like to troll you by giving you the key. I haven't seen the key yet, but if you haven't gotten all the oh, hello, first troll.
Oh, that was after like 4 or 5 hits too. Now its health is reset.
That is the roughest part of all. And Newbies, if you fall the troll dorm a couple of times, don't sweat it. It happens to the best of players, so don't feel bad. What really feels bad is what I was saying. If troll dorm drops a key on its dying breath, that leads you to have to go into a basement for the second item, and the second item turns out to be trash. Or a fetch quest that leads to trash. Troll dorm will do it, and you'll hear chittering the whole time.
You know, huge time commitment, just waiting for the tiles to spin around and fly around and everything else. And Fuzzy Game's picking up his first crystal. And the key to the basement.
And I would imagine Fuzzy's only gotten one item so far. Miria's got the mirror now. Mirroria.
With Fuzzy going back in, going to that tile room. A little bit of coffee break, perhaps?
I think so. I had my coffee break earlier before I came, and that's why I'm so energetic about it right now.
So I'm not sure if you noticed, but Fuzzy Games switched to his wooden arrows at some point. Prefers to use them to not cause as much lag.
That's a good idea. Yeah, lag can definitely play a factor in your run, especially if you're playing some really expert players, which Miri-chan has been doing fantastic so far, so any little time saver can do nothing but help for you.
Yeah, like fighting Moth and like failing a couple times. Like, sure, that's time sink, but at the same time, it means you don't have to come back here and walk all the way back to the boss and try and fight it. And Fuzzy Games knows he left a second item back there too.
And let's see what's in our chest here. Not trash this time. Trolldorm is actually playing nice for once on this time.
And that's Agahnim right there. Which means that might be their way to get to Pod. Thinking face.
Oh. Trolldorm, you win again.
Yeah, because like, what did they got? They got the purple chest to turn in and the graveyard ledge. Oh, they also got the 2 extra items in Thieves Town still. No Agahnim hope yet.
Yeah, but still, you wonder if they're gonna bother to check those places, or if they're going to just cut their losses and go try to fight. It's either way's a gutsy move here. They've already used some time, so that could remain to be seen.
Fuzzy with that newfound weaponry and all the extra hearts, going back to fight Moth now.
And a vanilla piece of heart there. Lots of left and right ventricles to be found all over Hyrule and the Dark World.
Yep, one bunch of hearts missing, but with Blue Mail, like, they have plenty of life. They don't worry about it. These guys are great.
And Wallmaster almost giving Fuzzy Games a hand there.
You know, I actually really love having a ton of hearts because it just makes potions better, makes fairies, like, you know, restore full value. And just, you can be a little bit more aggressive with your routing and play, the more hearts you have.
Yeah, it's especially when you get red mail too, because then you have to worry even less about it. And if you're anything like me, enemies love to give you hugs as well, just as much as random strangers do for me. So that definitely helps.
All right, let's see what the long lost loot in this purple chest.
And lunch money in there, so nothing there. Gonna have to go buy your own lunch.
Well, that's good news for Fuzzy.
Fuzzy happily using that that half magic with reckless abandon. I love it.
The difference between 8 shots and 16 shots on full magic? Ooh, bunny beamed. Is, you know, 8 more shots to deal damage with and kill things and start fires.
Oh yeah, we got plenty of fires to start between finding the fire rod and bombos on the back of escape, so that was pretty sweet still. I'm pretty down with that.
We can be pretty sure Miri is going to go up to Tower of Hera at this point.
Yeah, that's actually going to make some good Master Sword getting. You do need Master Sword at the very least to defeat Ganon. Otherwise, it's going to be like MC Hammer. You can't touch this.
Yeah, Ganon ignores, like, Master Sword and less damage. You actually require the Master Sword.
I had to do my first Master Sword Ganon a few days ago, and I mean, I knew it was tough, but I have even more respect for people who have to do it because, wow, that can get really rough really fast.
Yeah, especially in Phase 2 with all the spinning fire bats and...
Oh dear God, yes.
The one thing you really need, patience. Sometimes you just need to wait it out if he's in a bad position, and don't be greedy to get that damage in on him.
And Fuzzy looks like hopping right back over to Eastern to finish that off. I'm with the lamp. I'm making a fool of me. Okay. Thank you, Fuzzy.
I'm thinking at this point he's like, alright, if we get to a hammer, or the flippers, we get access to pod. And that means we can do most or all of, if they find the hammer along the way, the other 5/6 crystal, as well as being able to mirror to finish off the Eastern Palace.
That too is a good point. Definitely working in that routing really good there.
Yeah, so it's safe to guess that he's either going to check the Graveyard Ledge at this point, or go into the back of Thieves Town.
And into Hera we go. Should be a fairly quick clear from Miria here.
Yep, just as long as she doesn't fall the Moldorm. Especially the dreaded middle hole. Ugh. Second floor fall, just even more time.
When you fall on that hole, you're yelling some expletives.
You know, I was kind of curious that she swapped to her bow. Maybe just because she got rammed, she wanted to do the spin slashes instead.
Quite likely there. Yeah, you just got to be careful either way, because like I said, only having Fighter Sword, you're gonna have to do the whole entire fight and not be able to skip the fast Trolldorm phase. So, oh, good luck.
Yeah, speedy worms are speedy. And that was a Sanctuary Heart found in Tower of Hera. Nice little health restored there before fighting the boss.
That always helps a ton. And worst case scenario, oh yes, that's right. And
Big chest.
yes. I was looking over because I couldn't remember what the switch was on, but if the orange switch has the orange blocks down, then there's some potential for health refill too. And Fuzzy going a little further into Thieves Town here and finding a map up there.
Ooh, that's another thing you don't want to see, is just more dungeon items. Like, key is one bad thing to see, but after you find the key, you don't want to see the other dungeon items, because then you'll know if there's an item in that chest or not.
And then you're not going to have one of the greatest items you can get. And Miria got the worst item you can get, Trolldorm's Folly. Heck, get it? Yeah.
Alright. I'm secretly hoping Blind drops Hammer, and there's like flippers or hookshot or something inside of the big chest.
It's very well possible. If the game would make you double dip into a pendant dungeon, maybe potentially likely. That's just mean. And they left ventricle there.
Yep, that's item number 3 for the dungeon, and another fall to Moldorm.
At least it's Moldorm 1 and not Moldorm 2 in a close race. I've started nicknaming Moldorm 2 Moldezuma for a reason, which I will get more into later.
Alright, so actually, like, another thing we can think about is that Fuzzy Games thought about this being the green pendant, so he can turn that in along the way to Eastern.
That's true, and who doesn't want to see the blind pun? Okay, maybe I'm the only one who likes that.
Now.
But that is a very clean blind fight from Fuzzy Games. I mean, only get... Oh, still getting it good. Yeah, only 1 or 2 hits. Fantastic job. And the compass, you know what that means.
Item in the big chest.
Oh, that bites. Ouch. But both of them getting their respective dungeon items at the same time. That is now crystal number 3 for Miria, and that is 3 independent for Fuzzy Games. And being run out of Thieves Town by that thief. Rude.
Alright, so Fuzzy has very limited options. He's doing the one I suggested earlier, doing the Graveyard Ledge, but now he can turn in the green pendant, and the other thing is the purple chest that he accidentally left behind.
Quite true, and we know that purple chest is a big waste of time with one of 27 possible big 20s in the game.
You're all taking a little coffee break. Ooh, stood too far down. The switchback.
Not the worst of things. I didn't see what was on the graveyard ledge, so unfortunately, I totally missed it.
Nothing good.
I figured if it was a jump right out, unfortunately, but yeah, it looks like it is a yank the chain from Aga. Oh, that's not friendly at all.
Alright, so that means either progression in Sahasrahla or Agahnim.
And I think Miria-chan is just cutting her losses and going to take care of Aga now.
So this could be a huge payoff if this green pendant isn't something.
You have earned Sahasrahla's bank account. Nowhere near progression at this point, so that's that is pretty big right now.
Yeah, Miria with this call is actually, like, jumped even further ahead.
Jumping ahead like a kangaroo on a pogo stick. Holy guacamole. And
Like, yeah, she had the Eastern advantage on top of Fuzzy, but now that we know that this is required, she's ahead.
Indeed, and good use of Fire Rod for taking out the Golden Ball and Chain Guards. It pretty much one-hit KOs, and you get Flambe I love guard.
I'm wondering if that torch light up was intentional, or if she just really wanted that little eye bat bad.
If it was accidental, I mean, you know, there's... No, it's a good accident, I guess.
Now the very long hike of Aghanim's tower.
At
At least
least... Go ahead.
I was gonna say, at least it's not super early when you only have, you know, like 5, 6 hearts and whatnot, and have risk at dying by the time you get to the top.
Yeah, that can always be rough there. And one-hit KO, more guard a la flambe. Not recommended to bring to a company barbecue, but totally recommended in a randomizer run.
I think she was just trying to light the little tiki torches they had in their hand and just kind of missed.
If it's in their hand, the wrong place to aim for is the face. And Fuzzy using the wooden arrows instead of the silvers there. I wonder if Fuzzy's forgotten about the silver arrows here.
Yeah, that like it was super early. Like it was in Blind's the Thieves' Hut in Light World, I believe.
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty super clean nonetheless. I always love seeing a good fight like that, but I say, hey, if you got the silvers, why not use them? And there's one of those splitty blue balls there.
Fuzzy doing everything in his power to avoid doing Aghanim. Gonna go back for that purple chest, I think.
As far as bummer requirements go, I would say Aga is not really that bad, because I've still seen some jet Aga seeds go well under 2 hours.
Yeah, and like the good news is like it's gonna be the exact same thing for your opponent. So it's not really time loss unless you perform poorly on your way up.
And the one good benefit to beating Aga as well is that you have a path into the Dark World from the Light World that you've opened up, so you can work that into routing if need be.
Yeah, like one big usefulness that's I'm pretty sure is gonna come up is the big bomb. Especially with that mirror in hand.
Yeah, we're gonna see some boom shakalaka, I bet, pretty soon here.
Another little piece of heart.
Vanilla piece of heart. It's the real big irritating thing is finding a progression item in its vanilla spot, because it's exactly not the place you're looking for it in rando.
Yeah, it's like, alright, I wanna get the let's just say like Hana Samaria, and then like, oh, this dungeon requires it. I don't want to go into that dungeon until I need it. You know, like Misery Mire.
Yeah, Misery Mire's kind of a hoot sometimes. And if it's in that big chest of Misery Mire, you're probably dropping some bombs on anger bombs on that chest.
Or like Vanilla Hookshot. That is infuriating.
If that's how the seed wants to troll you good, it's gonna stick it in vanilla location. But as far as locations go, Miria is the first into pod. There's a possibility of 5 items here, and I can smell some good ones on the horizon. I don't know which yet, but I smell them. And usually a whole lot of keys in the front. I wish I knew who coined that term mullet dungeon because I would love to credit it for him, but it is so true. Business in the front and party in the back.
I think Dr. Bobtastic, but I'm not entirely sure. I might be giving the credit to the wrong person, but yes, this is the Mullet Mansion. A minimum of 4 small keys in the front side. Just to not get key locked out of here.
And Fuzzy's still using the regular wooden arrows.
Yeah, at first I thought it was a preference thing, like I said, just to reduce lag, but at this point I'm feeling like they just kind of forgot.
Hopefully Fuzzy will remember. And another key in the vanilla big key location. There's our flippers.
That is something you don't really want to see at this point.
Oh, goodness, no. Because, you know what that's hinting at.
Oh yes, the waterfall cave. The waterfall of wishing.
Precisely, and to worse locations. I almost wonder, though, because I feel like we should really be seeing a hammer soon. What if it was, like I was talking about, in its vanilla location here in Pod in the big chest?
But yeah, like with the flippers find, they can get the Candace Maria, and it does open up ice, it does open up swamp, at least just one possible item location for swamp. Yeah, those are places you really don't want to go, and the cape. I don't think they've checked Bumper Cave.
I don't think they have either, but that's, we're starting to get items here that are gonna drag them all over Hyrule and beyond here.
And on top of that, they still have to do like catfish, but I guess, you know, I guess that's the silver lining right here is they can go check catfish, mirror, and get to the Waterfall of Wishing, and just swim down to the portal, get to Ice Palace right away after this.
Yeah. Oh, and Myria-chan about to do one. Oh, no, I thought it was going for the bomb jump there. But still, if you can pull it off, that is an impressive bomb jump to do.
Yeah, it actually looked like she was going to, but then I think the floor started falling a lot sooner than she expected, so she ran out of time to do it.
And big key in the Harmless Hellway there, so perfect, and should be able to go play in the maze pretty quick here.
Yep, play in the maze, mirror back out, check, go to the right side if you have to.
Use some rupees, go to Five Guys out. There's our hammer.
Well, that is a huge key item. That opens up pretty much everything you could ask for.
It wasn't precisely in the location that I thought it was, but, I mean, it was in its vanilla dungeon, so do I get half credit?
Yeah, French vanilla.
Yay!
I think after this we should go to get some ice cream.
Cold Stair Creamery, you and I?
I laugh just because I just look at Cold Stare and just 3 eyeballs for you and I.
I scream, you scream, we all scream at Cold Stair. And the other 2 items in Pod dropping, and I think Myria-chan's just gonna head right to Helmasaur now.
Yeah, can kill it right away, has a silver for it. Basically a bullet with his name on it.
Got the trash items out of the way, and bing bang boom, here we go.
Fuzzy not cleaning up the little pieces of heart on the pyramid. Now the whole world can see it still.
Who wants to touch stray organs that are just laying around? I mean, do you go and touch roadkill on the side of the road?
Not on the side, but maybe in the middle of the road. just get out of the way.
Okay, fair point.
Like, there's been times where you just find turtles trying to cross the road and kind of want to help them.
That's very good Samaritan of you. Turtles here in Pod, however, they want everything to do with you.
Yeah, they want your blood.
Just like chat, folks. Chat, we love you, though. And Fuzzy about to go find items that will lead him around the land of confusion.
You're making pretty good work at this turtle room.
Yeah, that's one of those that can go easily awry, so it's nice to be able to clear that out quick.
I'm actually pretty curious as to where Miri is going to go after this. I said, like, the more out of the way location is going up Catfish and mirroring to the waterfall. But, like, Light World Death Mountain, and you can also get to Super Bunny Cave. There's a lot of items there.
Oh, and Helmasaur being a nasty dodger, but Miri-chan able to make up for it quickly. Nicely done.
Fuzzy checking the right side before going through the middle.
Not a bad idea there. And Miri-chan has crystal number 4 now, so we still have Mire, Turtle Rock, and Desert Palace to jump into. So I think at this point, they're still a few items away from Go Mode, but they're either going to need the book or the flute, so they can get some kind of... If they need the flute for Mire access anyway, so they might use that and kind of work Desert into that routing. What else do they need? They need the Ice Rod.
Ice Rod, Hookshot, Flute, and possibly Boots.
And they shouldn't forget the Cane of Samaria as well. That's hanging out on the island there.
Yeah, we're sure to get that right here.
Cane gotta be get. Writing our own trademarks, folks.
I'm actually kind of curious if she's thinking about dipping into Turtle Rock. Getting that first. Oh, never mind. Going into ice.
Ooh, that could very well be the play, but there's still very many things to be checked here. What would you have done in this situation?
Well, like I said, I think I would have wanted to like the catfish myself. And the other thing I could have thought about, like in her position from where she saved and quit over in ice, was instead of saving and quitting from the entrance, at least leave, swim into the portal, and check the Waterfall of Wishing before doing anything else. So it was so close to get those 2 items right there.
That's a good point, but Miriam noping out of I think realizing, oh hey, yeah, I can get into Eastern Death Mountain, so definitely a good call there. I mean, you get 7 items in Paradox Cave alone, and a couple more here and there, and then heck, maybe check out Super Bunny Cave as well.
Super Bunny and like Mimic Cave's open too. Like I said, there's a lot of items you can get to. I think you can actually get all the way to Laser Bridge. Yeah, because all you really need would be Ice Rod to complete it.
Yeah, at the very least, too, I wouldn't be surprised if Maria just opened up Turtle Rock just to open it up for later. Turtle Rock is kind of one of those things, at least in my mind, if you have to do it, you kind of want to try to route it in last if you can, just so it's that hop, skip, and a jump over to Ganon's tower. But sometimes the rando's not going to let you off so easily.
Yeah, and the other reason to do it later is just because if you don't find the ice rod before doing so, there's that chance that ice rod is in there. Like you just want the highest chance of having ice rod before actually going to it.
Yeah, I mean, why would you want to double dip Turtle Rock too? You know, that's like quite a long ways to be going.
Yeah, just up the mountain and all the way through the dungeon, taking these little joy rides on the carts.
And nothing so far from Paradox Save except for a bunch of arrows, but with with the silver arrows, that gives it a little more use.
Making good work of those laser beams to kill those Moldorms.
Nothing but a whole bunch of red things so far. Oh, hey, there's a mostly crappy stuff, but we have a bottle. We can check Sig Kid now, and we can also do some potion filling a little later if need be. So not entirely trash, but not exactly what you want from Paradox Cave either.
The green goo can be useful, but like just because if you kill a boss, you get a full magic refill, and you don't really use magic on the overworld, it's probably one of the more useless potions to have to find.
And Dead Rock's being totally rude and impolite. They are mean. You know something that isn't mean, though?
Floating island having trash.
That's one thing, but something that is not mean? Following the runners. Definitely give them a follow. They've been doing a great job for us, so if you like what you see, you ought to see what they're doing on their off time as well. There's a lot of good stuff to be seen here. And Bombo's required to open Turtle Rock. Let's see if Maria goes inside or not.
Well, that was what maybe the escape was hinting at. Was not Ice Palace at all, but wanted us to go to Turtle Rock with those two items.
You bring up a very good point. Then again, we didn't know that until a little later on, so... And we are getting a quick jump into Super Bunny Cave.
And Fuzzy with a silver arrow kill over on the Helmasaur King.
Hey, if you can pull it off with good aim, it's like Gogol 13. One shot, one kill.
Alright, where is Fuzzy gonna go?
Glad Fuzzy remembered that they had him, though.
Oh, both of them kind of possibly forgetting that now that you completed Agahnim, you gotta mirror if you're in the Dark World to get the save and quit to where you want to go.
And it looks like Maria-chan is taking that jump into an early Turtle Rock. Well, maybe not so early, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, just early in dungeons you've been into. Normally like dungeon 10 or so to like complete the game vanilla. It's like number 5 for them now, 6.
Yeah, this would be if the ice rod is in here, then that would open up crystal number 5. Chances are, too, Seed could be very well hinting at having to double dip Turtle Rock anyway, so that is very much in the realm of possibility.
Yeah, like if they find Hookshot in here and like Flute or Ice Rod somewhere else or something. Like if Ice Rod is in Desert or the Misery Mire and you find Flute here.
Or even meaner, Ice Rod and Ice Palace. Ice Rod could literally be anywhere, so expect the unexpected with that thing.
It blends in there. Might be hard to find if it's there.
Oh, you betcha. And 50 rupees as one of 5 items in Turtle Rock there.
Yeah, they've they found over 1,200 rupees this seed. Like, they've both been to Zora, so they've already spent 500 and they still have over 1,000 rupees.
Boy, the kids are going to be able to go to an Ivy League Hyrule school, folks. Impa Academy is totally on the table.
Ooh. Look at this play. Big bomb.
Ooh, yeah, Ice Rod could even be in here, and if that is the case, this could be the catch-up play that Fuzzy needs. And I like this clever bit of routing, too, here, where you can warp to the light world, as Fuzzy's about to do, and then warp right back into the dark world and be right in front of Pyramid to cut your travel time in just about half.
Making good use of that Agahnim required part.
Oh, you betcha. And another good use of that fire rod is shown off by Miria-chan. A one hit on the Hokuboku, and bye-bye.
Yep, free kills with the fire rod. Like, it's surprising how much damage that thing does.
And surprisingly, nothing in the pyramid but bombs and a piece of heart. Ouch. Red herring indeed, folks.
Alright, looks like Fuzzy, instead of mirroring and saving quitting and going up Death Mountain, he is going to go what I wanted to do and go up north.
Definitely a good play. Miria could be doing it later, but if the if the ice rod is here, get some hype for Catfish.
Please, Mr. Fish, please grant us your item, your blessing.
And Mimics are granted being smacked over the head with a hammer. That's gonna pack a wallop. And a second bottle in Mimic Cave.
And a nice useful bee in there.
Ain't that the bee's knees? Well, it's not the ice rod, but boots is a fantastic thing, so definitely will not be boots locked out of desert.
Boots! And tempered sword.
Oh, gorgeous. So not super progression, but boy, do you like what you see there. I hope you do.
Alright, he's obviously gonna chase those boots. And possibly... I was gonna say possibly turn in the potion, but he didn't go up Death Mountain yet, doesn't have the potion yet. So yeah, definitely gonna check the King's Tomb, definitely gonna go check Bonk Rocks.
Do we have our ice rod? Nope, just the decaying piece of heart of the king, unfortunately. Oh, what else do you find in a tomb?
I was gonna say, hopefully, he must be the Grinch because his heart wasn't the right size.
Too bad a Gibdo didn't pop out. That'd be hilarious. Oh, we're getting our laser bridge check. Another piece of heart here.
Alright, 20 rupee. Bomb upgrade. And is there... Yeah, there has to be something else here.
No, it is not worth the trip, and Miria-chan's got to peace out now, unfortunately.
Yeah, there isn't much going on.
Where is that dang thing hiding?
I was gonna say she should have went and done Spike Cave, but they couldn't actually get there in a reasonable amount of time. So yeah, I'm okay with this. The nice sim quit from here.
Indeed, dungeons having some form of merit here, so I think we're just going to check Swamp. Won't be able to, but could find something useful here, so not a bad idea with 6 items. The numbers game is in the favor. Or not.
Yeah, 6 items. That's. Oh nope, they're gonna check the big bomb now.
And that's why these are the experts, and I'm still in training, folks.
Get some nice hammer dashes, doing the hammer pegs.
It's definitely where it's hammer time, of course. I used to love that song as a kid. Don't judge me.
It's hammer time.
Stop, hammer time. Can't touch this. Oh, that
yeah,
stuff.
That's
Yeah.
that. You meant MC Hammer. Okay, yeah. I at one point in time I listened to serious music, like serious radio. I listened to the old school rap. That song came on quite frequently. Oh,
And
it was a
Mister. Good beat.
golden bee.
And let's see what the Fat Fairy gives us.
Please be a golden bee. It was a normal bee.
Drop B. Get more bees. Covered in bees.
I actually think bees are somewhat useful. Like,
Oh, they are. They're even fun. You can bring it into a Mothula fight.
yeah, doesn't it do damage to Mothula if it's the golden bee?
I believe so too. And Miria-chan heading up to the Lake of Ill Omen. Where is she gonna find some sick items here?
Yeah, the tempered sword being a big one, and the boots being even bigger.
And Fuzzy with the shocking experience with the Bari there. And grabbing potions now.
Well, using that large investment of money they've came into, safety is number one. You can't beat the game if you're dead.
Safety first.
Practice safe boss strats, everyone.
Either that or OSHA will come and get you. Who knows? And Fuzzy going to get a bottle and a lot of disappointment in Paradox Cave.
Alright, then the question is, will Fuzzy Games make the dip into Turtle Rock?
Wouldn't surprise me. It is right there, and it could be going for the Ice Rod gamble too, but we as viewers and commentators know that is not quite the play to make.
Alright, some things to think about. What will the bottle boy have, the sick kid? And with those boots, up on Dark Death Mountain, you can reach the first chest in the Hookshot Cave.
I may think a little bit closer to home. What about our Thieves Town big chest?
Oh yeah, that has one item. I think Miria is way more likely to make that play than Fuzzy Games, just because Fuzzy Games did it clear it out already. And for Miria, that's 3 items versus, the one.
Oh, of course, yeah. Because it's gonna stink if you gotta go back to that one, and I've seen races lost just by that play alone of not grabbing that chest until it's too late. Swamp is on the table too for some of it.
Yep, just can't reach the back with the hook shot.
Unless Hookshot is rudely there, but hey, we've seen it with the hammer already.
Yeah, don't want to repeat of that kind of thing.
Or how about if we just shove everything in the Ice Palace and listen to the sea lull and Trolldorm chitter?
Oh. Fuzzy Game's walking past Hookshot Cave.
Probably gonna get that first item. I've seen it once hilariously where the hookshot was in that first checkable chest of Hookshot Cave, so not out of the realm of possibility, but not that likely either.
Powder, that's a fetch quest that they can do. But
Yeah,
I see, they were just checking the floating island first before going in. Makes sense.
definitely Bat Cave.
Yep, and so like I was saying, we're going to that Thieves Town for those 3 items. With boots, it's an even faster clear because there's so many long hallways.
Oh, that's very much a good call on that one with the numbers game.
And then, yep, Fuzzy is going straight into Turtle Rock here. Or I assume so, because they have. I was gonna say they have all 3 of the medallions, but it doesn't look like Fuzzy Games has that one. Like that is.
I'm trying to remember where we did find Quake again. Was that Hobo, or am I just hallucinating?
Yeah, I think that was Hobo. I know Hobo had one for sure. Maybe Fuzzy Games. No, I think Fuzzy Games fake flippered. Maybe just didn't swim to Hobo. Maybe just went straight to Zora.
I'd say I'm a little fuzzy, but I don't want to say it like I'm related to Fuzzy or something like that, because that would just be creepy sounding in commentary.
Well, your memory's a little fuzzy.
Yes. But yeah, Miria's got the one key, so can hop on over and check that chest, and oh boy, I'm hyped to see what that is right now.
Yep, in probably like 30 seconds, 45 seconds, we're gonna see it.
A hard right and denied immediate gratification. Sounds like my life in a nutshell. In a nutshell, excuse me.
Alright, so is this gonna be Ice Rod? Is this gonna be Hookshot? Is this gonna be Flute? Huh, maybe Book? Those are the big items. It's a fetch quest.
Mushroom.
Well, I guess if you're gonna find one of those magic fetch quests, you want the mushroom. She can go and do the fake powder trick. She's right there. And then she can turn into the mushroom if it's not that.
That gets me quite hype, let me tell you. A weeknight is a tiny nobleman. Astute powers of observation, Blind. You're still near and dear to my heart, though.
I really enjoy Blind's little puns.
My favorite is pizza joke? Nah, I think it's too cheesy.
Honestly, I think that's my least favorite one. Sorry, Rick. I've heard it so many times.
That's okay, we all have different tastes and yours is wrong. No, I kid, you're cool. And with green pendant in hand, we are neck and neck in the pendant crystal race. The crystals being more important than pendants, and a death on Fuzzy.
Yeah, those little chomps did not cooperate. They were just puppy guarding the chest for a majority of that. At least he wasn't too far into the dungeon, so it's not too much of a loss.
Thankfully, but having to jump back on in, it's always a little bit rough.
Yeah, especially with the long little car ride you have to go to just to get there. Having to redo the room too.
Cane of Burna, or Cape. Oh, never mind.
Standing on the peg for safety, much like the coffee break room. And actually with that powder he found, that's a full heart refill in this next room. Alright, Miria, looping in the checks over here. I believe she didn't do the graveyard ledge yet. She can also do the bumper stuff if she hasn't already. Not bumper, the bonk rocks and King's Tomb. And Fuzzy finding his key for a key.
And Miria, going ahead and grabbing the 10 bomb upgrade. I mean, if you are gonna grab a bomb upgrade, I mean that's not the worst thing to get.
Yeah, they've got way too many bombs at this point. Miria at 33 before even getting that upgrade. They're set for the rest of anything they need ever.
Oh, well, of course, but who doesn't like a lot of explosions? I mean, why do you think movies have lots of explosions?
Or why Escape gave bombos. Just more explosions.
It's bombastic.
Mr. Boombastic.
You got it. And we're about to see what's up with that mushroom. Is it leading to something true or something false?
I'm a little bit surprised she didn't fake powder. But, you know, still a fetch quest. Burn in here. And a whole heart.
Nothing big. I think it'll be more on the table when she gets to Hookshot Cave. It's not a super big out of the way thing, I guess. I mean, an ice rod could be there. I've seen it happen, but it's one location out of still many to check so far. So it's a numbers game.
So Mira's gonna turn in her green pendant, then I'm curious as to what her play is gonna be. Like, I think she will probably go into Swamp after this. If not Swamp, Ice.
I would probably pick Swamp first, just because it seems like either Pod or Swamp, at least in this version, tends to have the progressive items more often than not. Now, we've seen a lot come out of Pod so far, so I can't imagine that Swamp would really be like a super big thing, but we'll see. If it is, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say you go ahead.
If it is, I can't imagine it's going to be as crazy progressive as Pod was here for us.
Yeah, like, that hammer just opens up way more than you think it does. Especially without the hookshot. Like, all of Death Mountain was pretty much active except for his hookshot cave, of course. Where, like, if you got hookshot, it would be pretty much the same thing for the mountain, but Hammer also, you know, has the fetch quests and hammer pegs and just other locations. Like, allows you to get into dungeons.
The multi-purpose hammer, just about as utilitarian as the Cane of Samaria, but with more of the practical uses of getting around.
Fuzzy maybe saving magic for in case they find Ice Rod or something. Alright, doesn't find Ice Rod and just saving quits. Alright.
And didn't find Ice Rod in that first chest in Swamp Palace either. Still a few more checks to make in the... Oh wait, Hookshot! We had Hookshot!
Well, That's a Hookshot Cave. That is the rest of Swamp. And that is everything you need to check the pedestal. Well, the pedestal.
Wow, fantastic. I look away for 2 seconds to jot a note down, and look what happens. Hookshot, you sneaky little devil, you.
Yeah, I kind of missed it myself. Thank you, Chad, for pointing that out.
So now we're just looking for Flute, and we're looking for Ice Rod now. And that's all she wrote. And there's our Quake at Hobo. And a bottle with a fairy in it this time.
Alright, well, probably never gonna, game over. With 2 blue potions and a fairy.
I always say it's always nice to have an insurance fairy on hand for those just-in-case moments, but maybe that's just how I play it.
Alright. I think Fuzzy is gonna go turn in his bottle now and go turn in the Magic Bat fetch quest. You're going with a hard left.
It's kind of funny too that that marks 2 progressive items in their vanilla dungeons in the seed. This is I don't know if it's mean or crazy of the seed, but it is certainly something.
Yeah, it's certainly fun. Oh, okay. Magic Bat only with 10 arrows. Right, Fuzzy going down south and to the left. Oh, okay, they're going to Swamp too.
Fuzzy will be relatively pleased at what is waiting for them in there.
Yeah, like, for how far Fuzzy was behind, I'd say, like, in the early game, he's been making up a lot of time with some of his routing choices he's made.
And big key on left side, so left side was a required jaunt.
Yeah, if you wanted to get all the items, that is, yeah. Because you don't need the big key to complete this dungeon, which is why it's so fast, and the fire shield.
That's when the shield starts to get more useful. If Blind hasn't already been defeated, really good shield to have for that, but that just helps out in a pinch with those fireball shooters, the Medusas, various other little things here and there.
Yeah, just blocking your face from taking damage is really useful. Especially like the Land Mollas 2 fight.
Oh goodness, yes. That, those things that pop out rock but do not rock. And Hookshot! There we go. And Riot Shield. Wow. Well, 2 shields, 1 dungeon. Love it. I gotta laugh though. Red Bill, this dungeon. Wow, Pod and Swamp having all the good stuff in it. I'm telling you, those 2 dungeons are really working out for him.
This is a really safe dungeon. Like, it wants you to live. Like, if you think about it too, like, Hookshot is somewhat of a safety item as well, because you don't take damage while it's extended.
It is gotta love iframes.
Alright, do we think we're gonna see Fuzzy go hard left? Or how are we just gonna go straight back with Fuzzy?
Not sure on that one, but dungeon could be completable without it. And with Ice Rod still in play to be found, it's still going to be one of those things you want to be checking around. And Argus doing some fancy tentacle work, but unfortunately takes the arrow to the head. And with that, a blue pendant. So we'll have to see what comes of it. We could still have some Ped Seed.
Yeah, easily could have flute, easily could have ice rod, easily could have book. Like, everything that they're missing on their tracker besides the net could be important.
Who knows? They may have to do a blind ped pull, it's the worst kind of ped pull, especially if you get trash and then it's like, oh my god, I just wasted all that time.
I just find it funny when book is on pedestal because the thing you need to read it is there. Yeah, Miria looks like she's going up to go to Hookshot Cave and then probably Spike Cave afterwards if we don't find Ice Rod.
It's a good check. Miria having 4 items. Fuzzy only going to have 3, what with the powder they're able to find on the first chest there that you don't need to get Hookshot for.
Yeah, so it's a slightly less tempting for him, but it could be the right play. It could be what we need there.
And Spike Cave check time, and survey says bombs.
Alright, looks like she's just gonna run back out with it.
Bold play. Haven't seen that maneuver before.
I believe you can actually get spin speed on those stairs. Just to get out even faster.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that you can do that on any stairs where your movement is slowed, if I'm not mistaken.
Because I think the NMG like world record for this game uses that. Maybe I'm just imagining things.
Wouldn't surprise me. Heck, why not? And Fuzzy picking up their fire shield, and soon will be getting their riot shield. Gotta tell you, Swamp Palace has been a real riot, I tell you that much.
But
Thank you, I'll be here all night.
I'm actually kind of a bit surprised by how much chip damage they took, down to 3 hearts, but this boss isn't really dangerous at all, Argus, if you just stay back. Like if you're just out of the range of the extending puffs, he doesn't really do much.
Yeah, Argus is a pretty good breather boss to have, especially where you have like some ugly boss fights in this game. That's definitely not one of them. Good place to catch your breath.
Yeah, easily one of the easier dungeons or bosses in the game. Like you can do it with fighter sword because obviously you need hammer to even get into the dungeon.
And flute!
Oh wow. Hello Misery Mire and hello Desert Palace. You are our next crystals.
Misery loves company, let me tell you.
So we still have Pedestal Dream if you want the Ice Rod. Or Book of course, but looks like it's pretty dead.
With that ice rod on the table, I do not count it out at all. Until they find that ice rod, Ped Seed is very much in play. And if that's got to be the case, then Miria right now just has one more pendant, but that pendant is Ice Palace. So hopefully can find the book to check it if she has to.
Yeah, like if you do find out the Ice Rod's there on Pedestal, like if you find the book coming up here soon, That just means you have to go mode ice and just go mode the rest of the game.
And being able to go mode Ice Palace is a blessing. And thank you for your kind saluting for the Hyrule National Anthem. Please fly the Swag Duck Airlines.
If you think about, like, we've seen like 90% of the world. Like, everything that's left is just in the lower hemisphere. It's kind of like nice to know, like nice to think about.
Yeah, so we got a few things in Mire to check before the 2 items in it, and we get the all-incredible bug-catching net and red boomerang.
My personal favorite.
And at least if you want insurance fairies, you can always use the bug-catching net for it. And plus, it's still kind of fun to use on Agahnim if you're feeling cocky. And there's your bottle.
Bottle number 4.
And go
We
ahead.
might see a full tracker.
That would be a really cool way to do our last commentary in Swiss here, at least for us anyway.
First item in desert is 10 arrows.
So it wouldn't have been boots locked anyway, but nothing to worry about regardless.
Yeah, you know what's interesting is like both Fuzzy and Maria both went to the spike cave, left it, then veered and hookshot it across over here. But it totally makes sense that they're gonna, like, Miria also looped in the spiral cave with it when she did it.
And jumping out into the back there, so not checking the other side quite yet. Maybe making the gamble that Landmolus have the item. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, it's required anyways, might as well do it, see if the item's there.
Yeah, and if the item is there, then don't even have to check the right side of Desert Palace. It's a nice time-saving gamble. And if not, well, it's not that much of a time loss to go back, but, you know, time losses are still pretty annoying, especially at this point in the race.
Yeah, like, at this point, Miria might be still thinking they're behind just off the Mothula fights earlier.
And Fuzzy getting their flute, so to the lower half we go.
Miria didn't bonk on the door because if you dash at a door and you have the key and whatnot, you dash and you move like 4 pixels at a time or something. I'm really bad at explaining this. So if you line up with a wall or basically anything in a room and you start dashing, you hit the right pixel amount and you just open the door at the same time you're dashing through it instead of bonking. So like if you just enter a room, don't even touch the movement at all, and you just press the dash button, that's just a guaranteed you get through the door. For like the room before the boss here with the torches, you just align with the pot.
And just a map on Landmollas, but Crystal is best progressive item at all. So I think we're going to be seeing a quick clear of Mire, a quick clear of Turtle Rock, and then it is off to Ganon's Tower for getting ready for some crispy bacon.
She just needs to feel the chill of the ice rod in her hand before we can do anything else. Well,
Yeah, but
not do anything else,
but we haven't checked that second item in Desert, I believe. I don't think we've seen it yet.
I assume she would still go and grab it if she didn't already get it. Unless
Could-
he missed it.
It could be a calculated gamble to go back and maybe check like Checkerboard Cave and then go check it after if you have to. That might be my guess here. Oh, wait. When you exit Mire, you're going to end up right there, so you can mirror back and then get kind of a quicker way
Oh, yeah,
over,
right
I
in
think.
the middle of the dungeon. Yep, I can see that.
It's funny how I realize things after I start speaking, so I guess that just attests to how my mouth goes.
Oh, and there's a book in Checkerboard Cave.
How to play checkers. That's what that book is at this point, because you really don't need it.
Oh, Ice Rod! That's go mode!
Ice Rod Go mode. That's not Godmire, but this time it's Go-mire.
It still can be Godmire if the big key is right here in this room.
Oh, but even still. Oh, goodness, yes. No!
Oh, no.
He's not going to make it that easy, but yeah, just about an hour and 50 minutes in, we have finally hit the Go mode.
Alright, let's see if we missed where the second item was on Fuzzy Game side there.
Well, it's definitely not Ice Rod, I can say that. So that was a very good calculated gamble on Maria's part.
Alright, was that a small key in that torture we saw?
Might have been, didn't quite catch it, unfortunately. And are we smelling Vanilla Big Key in Mire?
Oh, this little cutscene just takes so long. Like, it just feels like forever just because you can't see the movement.
Feels like you could run off and make a sandwich in the meantime. And that's the second item in Mire, so all the Mire items have been found by now. Big 20.
Ooh, Fuzzy Games getting spin speed off of that can be pretty dangerous. If you just slightly tap the edge of the ledge, you just jump right down without meaning to.
And there is our big key. We can, yeah, you can, I think, yee.
No, that one goes to like the slug with the bombs room, which is to the right of the the two torches and the push block to get to the bridge chest, if that made sense.
No, I know exactly what you mean. For some bizarre reason, Mire always throws my head off as to where the rooms are, so I'm always like pointing out the wrong room to that.
Yeah, it's an easy mistake to make. I've done that before. Like, all right, found the key right here. Let's just go through this door, and that's the wrong way.
And that's why Misery loves company. Also, it holds the ice rod, so yeah, it wants you to visit. Oh, not quite getting it all on the first go for Fuzzy, but that was pretty close.
Yeah, like good recovery on the second, like after missing the second shot there on the second land molas. Well, first shot on the second land molas, missed it. Had a good recovery, got a nice shot off, killed the second one, and just barely missed the third.
I tell you though, when you can get it all in that one go, it feels pretty darn good. When I pulled that off finally for the first time, I was like, whoa, I feel pretty boss right now.
it just feels so smooth and looks so good. It is a great feeling when you get the one cycle on it.
And speaking of feeling pretty good, we're about to have some... Oh, no, we're not having clear eyes this way. We're doing some dash strats. I like it.
Yeah, the 6 dashes takes out all of the eyes at once, pretty much. Ooh, these eyes. They're dancing.
Private eyes, they're watching you.
And down goes Vitreous.
And Vitreous wants you to play Key Sanity, but we're not playing any of that. With the 6th crystal in hand, we have things to finish off first. Namely, Turtle Rock.
Ooh, that was a pretty good room by Fuzzy Games there. With the Wisp robes.
And so as well, come thinking back on it, Hobo was required because Hobo had Quake and Quake opened Mire. So the Ether tablet, the Ether medallion, excuse me, is the non-needed one.
They can't all be good, right?
Precisely. And now with Fuzzy getting their Ice Rod, both players are in go mode. So I would like to take the chance to say it again. Go follow the runners. They've been doing, like I said, they've been doing a great job so far, and we're going to see an exciting conclusion of this race. So make sure you follow. They have earned your respect and your follow, folks.
Yep, well played both by them. Like, really good boss fights. Some really interesting seed. Having to dip, like force dip into swamp.
We're going to have to see after, because they did say they wanted the most jank seed that they could be thrown at them. So we'll have to see if it meets any of their expectations.
Yeah, I guess, you know, like a 50-minute Agahnim required seed is probably on the radar for jank seeds.
And Miri, having blazed through pretty much all of Turtle Rock beforehand, can just run straight to Trinex.
Yeah, half magic, 2 blue potions. Yeah, I don't think Trinex will last very long in this fight.
Nah. I wonder if we'll see the Butter Sword in Ganon's Tower, though. That would be a pretty sweet final find for them. Obviously, they don't need it right now, but, you know, still pretty sweet.
Yeah, like, oh, it's just... Butter is just so nice feeling in Ganon, because you just go through the phases way faster than Tempered Sword.
Phases out the phases, of course. And plus, tell me, who doesn't like butter?
Mmm, butter. Is there buttercream ice cream?
And there's butter pecan. But the cool part is, if you decide you want to join the circus sideshow after you get the butter sword and have no further use for it, great for sword swallowing.
Slides down smoothly.
Goes down 50% easier than other swords you can swallow.
What is Spirit doing? Okay. I think she was just not wanting to get hit by the torch and just going around a certain amount of times to line up not getting hit by the torch, maybe? But ended up getting so on the bottom one.
For
Or
some,
just kept missing the exit.
you know, to be honest, that could be it, because I just have a heck of a time in that room too. It's Mire in that danged room I have the worst time with.
Alright, both getting to the boss fights really soon. Maria having an advantage here. And I think you almost know what time it is.
Oh, you bet. So forgive us for starting this a little early, but folks, we're gonna have a quick hop, skip, and jump over to Ganon. So to give you more time, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, there are 22 different locations that the big key can be in Ganon's Tower. So get your guesses in now. Unfortunately, we are not on the Speed Gaming channel, so there is no prize at stake necessarily. However, all people who guess the right number will win a voucher for a free all-expense treatment to Strumpetplaya Spa. Without the moon portal, you'll feel like a whole new you. So where do you want to guess it is, Mr. Don Venture?
You know what? I'm not gonna. Let's look at chat. Someone guess my number. Someone guess my other number. Okay, let's go 6. No one guessed 6 yet. I normally pick 6 anyway. Like 2, 8, and 6 are my numbers. I don't know why I like them.
I'm gonna go with 8 because for once I'd like to see it be in the double fire bar room in traditional routing. So I'm gonna cross my fingers and hope I'm right. I could really use a nice massage. Those Argus tentacles, I mean, normally they hurt, but when put to good use, it feels really good.
Yeah, I used to pick the double fire bar room, but then everyone started going right, just hard right. And then I changed it to 6. Just because I want to see it in the 4 chest room somewhere.
Well, speaking of hard right, we are getting a hard right, so things can be a little different in the count.
Right, just making sure the Gypto's out of the way and has some extra magic.
This isn't my favorite of rooms to go into, so I always kind of hope it's on the left side myself.
I just really dislike Gyptos. Just want to see them die.
They make me cry for my mummy.
Yeah, ever since my first experience with them in Skull Woods, guarding that statue room, I've no. And there is the Putter Sword.
Looky, I got a cookie. Nothing yet, and I believe that is 6 so far, or 7. I'm always bad at keeping count. 6, thank you. I'm always really bad at keeping count of that. And noping out, and number 7 on the torch is trash.
The single rupee.
So we'll see if I'm right by number 8 anyway. And nice
Ooh.
bonk.
That is a lot harder to do than it looks, folks. You don't set it up correctly, you just kind of run into the pot and stop moving, instead of bonking off of it.
And Big Key, I think that was at 11? So congratulations, everyone who guessed 11 will get their Strumpetplaya Spa voucher.
The closest guess being 9. Congratulations.
Make sure if you're using the hot tub in there, don't drop your key. You don't want to have to go back and retrieve it later.
Right, Fuzzie's turn to go through the dungeon of Turtle Rock.
And while Miria-chan does have the lead, I always say it ain't over until the Fat Fairy sings. You still got a few little obstacles in the way on the way to finishing the game. You still have Moldorm 2, you still have to deal with Trigonometry, and you also have the big pig himself, Ganon, so never count any of those things out.
Yeah, a death is kind of unlikely for Miria-chan. Like I said, she's been stocked up on safeties for a very long time.
A death, but you could
But
always
the
have a very...
falls,
it's always the fall that gets you. It's not the death, it's the fall. I think Miria could at least fall once and be okay, though. But you know, like I say, I've seen some pretty crazy come from behind victories before, so that's definitely something I keep my eyes peeled on.
Yeah, definitely. And fuzzy games could just go straight left first instead of going right, and that'll save some time.
There's still a little bit of time. It's dwindling, but still has its possibilities. And Miria kind of running a little low on arrows, so ooh, careful. Gonna want to start stocking up and make sure there's enough for some Ganon and maybe some misses, just in case.
Using the little powder for safety. Oh, gonna use butter sword strats.
But the rock's knocking that out of the way. It's a little tricky, too, with that Medusa right in the corner there, giving you that troll face and the fire spits.
We got a really good phase there and end up killing 2 in a single cycle.
Very nicely done there. And we are on the 5th floor, where I love seeing these Cane of Samaria strats.
Right, Fuzzy got a little bit of ice in his try next fight. Ooh, just barely missed the spin slash on his head.
Yeah, at least at that point, though, even if you don't quite get it, it's still a fairly easy phase 2 as long as you just keep your eyes peeled.
Yep, just walk circles and it shouldn't hit you. A little 4 torch room.
There we go. Good save. And we are quickly coming up on Moldorm 2, aka Moldezuma. Moldezuma's Revenge. Swift, brutal, and crappy in a close race.
Yeah, don't want to take any chances in the Moldorm fight. Like, if you think you're behind, even if you think you're ahead, I say just don't chance it. Do what's most comfortable for you. Whatever is consistent in killing it, as long as you don't fall.
And nice dash to get the first hit, and no revenge on Miria today. And Fuzzy going to check Hope Room first. Will they take a hard right, though? And Miria not even bothering to check out that final chest.
Yeah, there isn't anything that'll help her at this point. I don't think she wants to read Ganon's story, and that's the only thing left that's like useful. I guess getting a heart container will make the fight somewhat easier, I guess.
Verification and gratification. And oh hey, yeah, Fuzzy got the powder, so yeah, got everything. As far as the items go, pretty sweet there.
Doesn't look like they got the mushroom, but
Oh yeah, mushroom. Totally forgot about that. For some reason, I thought that was powder there. My own mind being warped. But let's see. We had a nice double there, I think. Oh, that's where the fireballs do not play nice. And Maria making up for that, and Aga is down. Time for the big pig. Mr. Ganon himself. Surprise, surprise.
only missing 3 hearts. Still has a ton of life. You go and kill Ganon with.
Oh yeah, I mean, not. There is a fairy to bonk in the tree there if you really need it, but Miria's not going to need it. Yeah, and you have to go all the way down to get it anyway, so stairs fun.
Whole grain products.
I like a nice whole grain bread myself for sandwiches, but that's neither here nor there. As long as it goes good with Ganon and bacon.
Bacon sandwiches. No lettuce and tomato, please.
Fuzzy, not too far behind. Not too far before the gauntlet is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I just started the gauntlet, I'd say. I guess just going up the stairs would be the start. Using the cape to avoid the cannonballs.
Nice idea. And gauntlet time. And we are almost... Oh, wow! Getting a very early... We'll just call it a stab on Ganon because that's just what I want to say right now. One more hit, and that's all she wrote. But do be careful.
Yep, at least, like, Ganon was more close in the middle of the room, so you weren't really in danger of falling out, but it looked really close.
And Ganon has been arrowed, and Maria-chan gets GG's in the chat, has officially completed this first. And we'll get an official time, I believe, in just a moment here.
Official time of 2 hours, 10 minutes, and 59 seconds.
Very nicely done, and hopefully we can get Miria in here to chat with us for a little bit, so we'll have to see. In the meantime, Fuzzy's having a little bit of a tricky time with the lamb. Lambos have been really tricky for our racers today. So, Fuzzy opting to fire rod him.
It only needs to get 2 fire rod shots off, and it travels pretty fast, range. Don't have to, hit them with the sword. And the tempered sword will take a little bit more hits to actually kill him than with the gold sword like Miria had. Ooh, missed the right Wizrobe in this room.
It looks, our runners can make it look really easy, but let me tell you, that room takes a lot of practice to pull off with the Samaria stress, but boy, does it look sweet when it's pulled off.
Yeah, you have to get the timing right, and then you gotta be in the right position too to get the sword slash off at the same time. Or, yeah, on the top right one. Using the falling strat. I can respect that. Grab an extra heart, grab the magic refill. I assume in the single chest room up here, they're gonna powder and get their health back.
It's a really good place to do it where you get powder because you pretty much have a full health refill.
Ooh, missed it. And got stuck in the corner.
Go sit in the corner and think about what you've done. One of the little-known hang-ups in Ganon's tower, I guess. I have no idea. And here we go. Let's see some not revenge from Moldezuma. I would love to see that this time. Show the chitterer who's boss.
Oh, that was a poke. You don't want to poke. Okay,
Yeah, but it didn't really matter.
Saved it. Spin slash is good.
It was just a big 20. Thanks, Fuzzy, for clearing that up for us.
Using the cape just to not get hit by those little tiny Helmasaurs and knocked off course. Soon we can find out what really was on pedestal. The broken heart.
Sadness.
Oh, Fuzzy got knocked off course and missed. Nice lineup on first single there. Here comes back with the double. That looked like it might have been a triple if Agahnim wasn't already dead.
Now, that would have been a sweet thing.
Alright, entering the fight. Using the tempered sword instead of the gold sword will take a little bit longer. Ooh, getting a ton of hits in there. Using the wall as a nice buffer to fall back to get more swings in. Jeez, Fuzzy is just flying all around this room using the hookshot. Ooh, unfortunately takes a couple hits from the bats flying around. Alright, that should be it. And starting phase 3. Yep.
And there we go. So I believe we have Miria-chan finally. Miria, you there?
Hello, and GG, Miria.
Hello?
Hey, there you are, Miria.
Meow.
Quack quack and GG to ya. Congratulations on your win here to make it 4-3. How you feeling right now?
Stressed out. I was so worried after that, those Mothula deaths. That was just bad.
But it didn't seem. It looked like the Big Moth didn't get you down too much, and it looks like Fuzzy Games is now just finished the Ganon fight as well. Not too far behind us, so we can bring Fuzzy in pretty soon here.
Yeah, Fuzzy finished with an official time of 2 hours, 17 minutes, and 54 seconds. So about a 7-minute difference there. Yeah, like the Mothula fight, and then having to get all the magic back and the more Mothula. But like I think what put you ahead was you went to Agahnim first. After clearing Death Mountain, you said there's not much left. It's probably Agahnim required, and you made the jump into that castle.
Sorry, what? Sorry.
You were the first one to go and to fight Agahnim.
Yeah, so that one was... I figured the Dark Palace was like the best shot I had. There were a few places I had here and there, but I figured that without the flippers or any other way of getting over there, that Agahnim was the best shot, and that turned out to be right. You know, with the hammer, the flippers, that, everything else is in there.
Yeah, and then like you were the first one to also go into Hookshot Cave, or not Hookshot Cave, swamp, and finding the Hookshot as well, which led to everything else.
I was down to Ice Palace and Swamp Palace, and what do you think I'm gonna choose?
Yeah, 6 versus 3, even though you couldn't get to the back chest, but it was there, and all the protection in the world there too.
Yeah, heck, who wants to do Ice Palace, huh?
Yeah, exactly. It's one place you avoid if you can't. So how did Fuzzy do? I mean, I obviously wasn't watching.
Uh, Fuzzy forgot about Fire Rod, I think, using the Fire Rod to light up Eastern Palace for the back rooms, for the Igor room,
Oh,
and
did he
took a
die
death and
again?
then saved and quit.
And
Oh wow, yeah.
speaking of Fuzzy, we have a Fuzzy now. Fuzzy, GG, nice clear of the seed. How you feeling?
Feeling all right, I guess.
Alrighty, so now that both of you are in here, I'm not sure which one of you requested it, but Yellow wanted the jankest of seeds there to tell you children and grandchildren. Is this did this wet your whistle enough? Is this the one you think that it was the one you're gonna tell the kids about?
Oh, it could have been way worse. It could have been way worse.
Yeah, that wasn't the worst I've ever played by a long shot.
Fair enough. I had to see if it at least filled the criteria some, so slightly disappointing there.
Yeah, I think the only thing that threw me off was the ice rod placement. But I checked a few things out of order that I probably should have done in a different order.
Hey, that happened. Oh, go ahead.
So Fuzzy, I ended up dying 3 times or twice the Mothula. It costing me so much time. How did you do?
I ended up going into Turtle Rock twice. I gambled on the ice rod being in Turtle Rock because I think the only other thing I had open was Swamp, and
Yeah,
I knew
did
I
the
was
same thing.
behind, so I gambled.
Yeah, I double dipped it. Did everything, including the laser bridge, and that whole dungeon had nothing in it.
Oh, you double dipped Turtle Rock too?
Oh yeah.
That's amazing.
Gotta admit, though, as far as gambles go, that was a pretty valid one on the table, I'd have to admit.
Yeah, 5 items, and it's one of the few things that remain open. Can't really avoid it.
Yeah, I was a little worried that Flute might be in Turtle Rock, so that's why I jumped in there. But then Swamp had Hookshot, so there you go.
I played 2 races in a mini tournament yesterday, and both times the Ocarina was in Turtle Rock.
Good times.
Yeah, I had to see, just proving the point of the ice rod being anywhere. I've seen it twice so far in Turtle Rock, and once in with the bat of all people.
Yeah, I made sure to check Bat. He usually holds something key in mind.
So Fuzzy, I heard that you ended up dying in the room with Igor in Eastern Palace.
Yeah, I didn't have the lamp yet because lamp was somewhere in Dark World, I think.
Or
And
was
so,
I think.
oh, okay. Yeah, so I died in Igor room, and my original plan was to go to the Dark World, grab the hammer or whatever way I needed to get pod access, and then complete pod and mirror back to Eastern. But I at some point I just thought maybe Armos has the item I'm looking for, so I just did it early anyways.
Yeah, we had the fire rod, so I managed to keep my magic enough to be able to use it.
Yeah, I didn't know where the torch placements were in that room.
For future reference, they're at the very bottom and on the left and right.
Oh, awesome. Thank you.
Well, excellent. So, any final thoughts from either of you? We pretty much just wrapped up the Swiss. Just any final thoughts at all? Tournament, anything? What's on your mind?
I've loved this tournament. It's just been awesome.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. I've really enjoyed it. And I feel like, even though it didn't show in my early game here, I feel like my routing has improved over the course of it. I think I just had to shake off some nerves in the first half. But overall, I've loved it.
Excellent. I'm glad you've had a great time. Thank you for joining us, and thanks for racing. It has been a blast to commentate this match. Thank you.
Well,
No
thank
problem.
you.
Thanks.
Hey, anytime. And with that, so Dawn Venture, you got any final thoughts you want to say?
I was gonna say, like, if you guys have any shoutouts you want to do, or if you have any bracket predictions, from what you know, who's going in, what you want to see happen, anything along those lines.
I have no idea. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I just want to see some great matches.
We want to see that. Yep.
Other than that, all I can really think of saying is we have tour matches going on. One started like an hour and a half ago, and one started like half an hour ago, and those are the last two matches of the Swiss stage. So if anyone wants to go watch those, they are over on Speed Gaming and Speed Gaming 2.
Still some good times to be had. We got Alucard 2004 versus Skipsy. That's pretty far into it. And then Fantalus versus Ganon's Gone Wild. Oh my. So with that, what say any final comments for you, Dawn?
No, that's about it. I'd just say have a good night. Have a nice week off. Enjoy the time you got before, I don't know, brackets, seeding race coming up on Thursday.
Thursday at, I believe we're saying 6 o'clock at 6 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah, 6 p.m. Eastern, that's from the looks of it.
Fantastic. So there's going to be a whole lot of bracket going on there. And I guess I can take us off. It has been a great time calming the Swisses here. I want to thank Karsa, who has been our tracker, done an excellent job. Iceman F1 for restreaming. It has been a hoot. Thank you. I definitely want to thank Dawn Venture for being a great co-commentator. Thank you very much for joining me today.
It's been a pleasure, man. Thank you so much.
Hey, you're welcome anytime, my friend. I want to thank our runners for providing us an excellent match. Everybody involved. I also want to take an extra moment and thank everyone involved in the Swiss, volunteers, runners, everybody. We could not have a tournament without you. Thank you for participating. It has been great, whether you've been new at it and you don't feel like you did your best, to those who've done the great job. Just coming out here and being a part of this is all it takes, and we are so glad that you cared to join us. And I also want to thank chat. I always give chat the biggest shout out and thank you of all. Without you, chat, we would also be nothing. We would be nothing without runners and volunteers, and we would be nothing without people watching. Thank you so much. We always have an entertaining time with you. With that, for a little more speed gaming action, still Speed Gaming 1 and 2. Make sure you follow Speed Gaming 1 through 6 and ALTTP Randomizer 1 through 4 for future matches once the brackets pick up. And I have been Rick.
I have been Don Venier.
And thank you very much. You all have a fantastic rest of your evening. Have a great week off. Come back for the brackets. You want to be around for all that bracket.